September 12, 1954, Meher Baba gave his darshan, or personal blessing, to about 75,000 people in Ahmednagar, India. On this day, Meher Baba issued his call. His words were read out on his behalf, and they continue to ring with profound significance for all of us in this time. I knew him and loved him as the Christ. As he arrived, he spelled out on the alphabet board, which he used to communicate verbally, not as man to man, but as God to God. I bow down to you so as to save you the trouble of bowing down to me. Again, Baba's words were read out to the people over the loudspeakers. He said, "To make you all share my feeling of being one with you and one of you, I sit down beside you." Returning to the platform, he washed the feet of 7 poor men, after which he gave each a gift of 51 rupees, saying, "As each one of you is in one way or another an incarnation of God, I feel happy to bow down to you and to lay at your feet this Devdakshana, gift offered to a deity." The whole thing came more or less as a surprise, probably not only to me, but to the other Westerners. We just arrived the previous night. We had no idea what we were going to be experiencing the following day, only that we looked forward to seeing Baba, of course. And Baba was very beautiful and very, very powerful as he came up on the platform. And he just gave us a glance, a quick glance, just to acknowledge our presence there. So many who came before him brought beautiful, sweet-smelling garlands of flowers. So the atmosphere was surcharged with that fragrance of mostly the jasmine, sweet-smelling jasmine flowers. These people were from all walks of life and from every religious background that you could imagine. Well, probably some of them really thought of him as being the avatar. Maybe some thought of him as being an incarnation of Vishnu or Krishna. Many also probably thought of him as being a great saint or just a holy man whose contact they'd like to have. In my case, I had always thought of him as the Christ, and I saw him there as the Christ at work with the multitudes. And it was a day of divine love and action. As I watched, hour after hour, my great wonder deepened into amazement, and I suppose even astonishment. I realized that something far more significant than was visible on the surface was actually taking place there. I was impelled to try to fathom that significance. I have come to the conclusion within my own mind that Baba was not only working with the thousands that were there at that time, but that he was doing a universal work. I felt that his love was going out throughout the whole universe, that he was doing a universal work there at that time. Following some speeches, the darshan program began, and this amounted to Baba really going to work. He took off his coat and rolled up his sleeves, There were so many that in order for them all to have a contact, they had to move very rapidly. To each one, Baba would give a handful of sweetmeats, but more than that, he gave each one a personal contact. It was a love exchange, a love gift really from him. Of course, the significance was divine love. And I've always felt, since being with Baba, that divine love is total significance. Although, as a vital part of his mission in the world, he had remained silent since 1925, he gave out many messages and even dictated several books. Here then is the message, Meher Baba's call, as dictated by him in English. Age after age, when the wick of righteousness burns low, the Avatar comes yet once again to rekindle the torch of love and truth. Age after age, amidst the clamor of disruptions, wars, fear, and chaos, rings the Avatar's call, "Come all unto me." Although because of the veil of illusion, this call of the Ancient One may appear as a voice in the wilderness, its echo and re-echo nevertheless pervades through time and space to rouse at first a few and eventually millions from their deep slumber of ignorance. And in the midst of illusion, as the voice behind all voices, it awakens humanity to bear witness to the manifestation of God amidst mankind. The time is come. I repeat the call and bid all come unto me. This time-honored call of mine thrills the hearts of those who have patiently endured all in their love for God, loving God only for love of God. There are those who fear and shudder at its reverberations and would flee or resist. And there are yet others who, baffled, fail to understand why the highest of the high, who is all-sufficient, need necessarily give this call to humanity. Irrespective of doubts and convictions, and for the infinite love I bear for one and all, I continue to come as the Avatar, to be judged time and again by humanity in its ignorance, in order to help man distinguish the real from the false. Baba interrupted the program to go to a nearby field where there were some 20,000 poor people being given a free meal. In their devotion to Baba, they would not even start eating their meal until Baba came and shared a little of it with them. This was the only actual break that I saw him make all day. One loses oneself in an experience like that. Just become lost in it. Really overwhelmed by it, I might add. At least I did. Schedule was for Baba to leave at 6 p.m. But still, there were so many pressing forward to see him and have a contact with him that he climbed up on top of the car. Baba's love radiance lent a special kind of glow to the whole atmosphere. One did not remain static and crystallized as one ordinarily was, being around Baba. There was always some kind of a dissolving process that took place. And on this occasion, it was really gigantic. It was devastating to the hard shell of the personality self, the crystallized self. When that begins to dissolve, something else can happen within. And one is able to experience love at a much greater intensity than ordinarily, and actually to express, to feel that love. Even after Baba left, People were coming by the thousands until late at night, and of course they did not get to see Baba that day. So he arranged to have another darshan program on the 26th of September 1954 near the trust's office in that compound. And people came forward, the same as they had at the big mass darshan, had their intimate contact with him, their love contact with him. From a Western point of view, their devotional way of expressing themselves was much more impressive than in the West. You'd think people would come forward and shake hands, but in India they want to come forward and put their head at the master's feet, kiss his feet, do things like that, you know. The sense of appreciation seemed much more intense.